Justin Moore is with me, coming to the Foldinger Theater in Fort Wayne on June 5th with Joe Nichols. Justin, how you doing, bud?
Man, I'm good. I appreciate you taking some time for me today.
Absolutely. Now, you and Joe together, you guys going to be doing any duets at the concert, or is it just Joe and you, or is there any sing-alongs, if you will?
Well, we have in the past done some stuff together, and you never know. We we usually play that stuff by ear, and but I have a ton of respect for Joe. We've become really good friends over the years, and anytime we have the opportunity to go play shows together, and have the opportunity sometimes to jump up and do songs together, it's a whole lot of fun for sure.
Well, can't wait. June 5th, it's at the Foldinger Theater, which is it's a great little quaint outdoor theater, and I think you're going to like it a lot. It is going to be great to have both of you guys come into town.
Nice. Yeah, it's we're certainly looking forward to coming that way, and it's an area that's been so good to us over the years, and a lot of that is because of you guys supporting our music the way that you have for our career, and so it's always fun to come back there.
Well, it's easy to support when they're good songs. I mean, you've had a ton of hits.
Thank you.
And most of them are those songs that just really hit home. Is there one that best describes or exemplifies you? I mean, if you had to pick one song to describe Justin Moore, this is the song right here.
Oh, me. Well, thank you for the kind words, by the way. We've been really lucky. But I would probably, it's such a boring answer, but I would probably have to say Small Town USA.
Yeah.
It just kind of, it's pretty autobiographical for me. And, I'm currently sitting in my house in the town of 300 people, where I grew up.
Sure.
I lived in Nashville for almost 10 years. And then when my wife and I had our first daughter, who's almost 15, we made the decision to move back here. And so that song is obviously it's special to me. It was my first big hit.
Right.
It was a song that I wrote about basically myself, and kind of the things that matter most to me back then and still do.
Well, that's what country music is all about. It's all about those feelings, the real moments, the real times that people can relate to, and that's what makes this format so special and your song so special.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I agree with you, man. It's I think country music more so than any other genre. People really care who you are as a person, and that doesn't mean everybody's going to like it.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, that matters to people. I've said that throughout my career, and I think we've done a pretty decent job over the years of writing and recording songs that provide insight as to that information.
Well, your song, This Is My Dirt, which is also the title cut from the album, did you feel, it's such a great song, and I feel like sometimes songs like that got overshadowed because all of a sudden there was this run on all these dirt songs. It was, Cody had Dirt Cheap, and, Jordan Davis and Luke Bryan had Buy Dirt, and I'm like, this is such a great song. I don't want this to get overlooked. did you feel like there was this run on dirt songs all of a sudden?
Well, yeah, that song was special too. For me, and I had forgotten, to be honest with you, about the Luke duet. With I forget who you said he did that with.
Jordan Davis.
Forgotten about Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that, to be honest with you. So no, I was too stupid to even think about that. Maybe I should have, but. And then Cody, I don't know if he wrote his or didn't. I don't remember. But we happened to be out on tour together at the same time. And
yes, we were at one of the shows when you guys were in Indy, and you sang that song. And I'm going, man, this is such a great song that Cody's going to come out later and sing it. I'm like, what is going on?
But what's funny, and he would probably say the same thing if I'm guessing about mine, because I wrote mine years ago, so I had no idea he even had a song with dirt in it.
Yeah.
But I did know he put one out, after we had already put ours out, he put his out, and I'm like, Really? Of all the songs you got, you're gonna put out a song called anyway? And so, but it was ironic we were on tour together at the same time. But people kept asking me, man, about us both having a Dirt song out, and I said, and again, he would probably say the same thing if I had to guess about mine. I had never even heard it.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? And
Sure.
I'm sure he didn't pay much attention to mine either. So, I guess that's a long-winded answer that maybe I didn't articulate very well. But I didn't really think about it because you kind of have blinders on as an artist, and you got to do what you think's best,
Yeah.
regardless. And I kept telling people, hey, there's a lot of love songs, there's a lot of truck songs,
Sure.
Dirt is a very specific, I guess, thought or whatever.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's maybe not heard as much, and so when there's a few of them at a time, it probably stands out a little more. But we were lucky that I know they had a big hit on there too, and ours was our latest number one.
Right.
So fortunately, everybody's worked out for us.
Yeah, no kidding. They're all three big hits. So in the Dirt plot thickens because, speaking of which, have you seen, I know you worked with Vince Neil, have you seen the Motley Crue documentary, The Dirt?
I have.
Yeah.
And years ago I had read the book, and it pretty much goes by the book, so to speak, with the movie. So, yeah.
The duets you've had on this album with Dierks, with Blake, with Randy Houser, is there somebody that you would like to duet with, maybe out of format like you did with Vince? Is there somebody you've always had your eye on or your ear on, and you're like, you know what, one day, who would it be?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I always wanted to with Tom Petty. Obviously, that was I didn't make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Tom Petty fan, and I've been really lucky over the course of my career to have done duets with a lot of folks that I've become friends with, like the ones you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Or folks that I really look up to, like Hank Jr. and Charlie Daniels. I've checked a lot of them off the list. Is kind of my point.
Gotcha.
I've just been lucky in that regard. But it's not outside the genre. But my favorite artist of all time is Dwight Yoakam.
Oh, wow.
So that would be really something neat for me personally. I don't know that it would be for him, but I would love to do it. I'm just such a huge fan of his. That would
be cool. I'd love to see that. Well, good luck. I cross my fingers for you.
Thank you.
Now you've got 4 kids. Obviously, you said that your oldest is now 15. So I'm guessing you got to have some good dad jokes. I do a segment every once in a while called Dad Joke Friday. You've got to have what's your go-to dad joke? Do you have one?
I really don't. I feel terrible that I don't. You should have prepared me for this.
Well, I can edit this out. So if you've got
I should have studied up. Somebody just told me one the other day too, and I told myself I need to remember that. And I'm totally blanking on it now. Literally, this happened like 3 or 4 days ago, and I thought that's pretty funny. I need to steal that and
bank that one, huh?
I can't even remember. Yeah,
that's always the way with me too. I'm like, I just heard this joke. I can't remember what it was, but
I know, and I always screw up the punchlines, and I'm terrible at. I would be a terrible comedian. Let's just put it that way.
Well, here's one for you. Why don't they ever give Elsa a balloon? Elsa from Frozen. Why don't they ever give her a balloon?
Because she let it go.
Very good. Yeah. See, there you go.
Okay.
You got these. You got these down, man. You got these down. So
there we go.
I saw this skit on Saturday Night Live over the weekend. I don't know if you watch it or not. It's one of those shows where you're like, well, once in a while there's like something really funny, and then most of the stuff is like, oh man, that was terrible. But they had a skit on there with Quinta Brunson, who is on the Elementary show on ABC, and she's like 4'11".
Yeah, she's really good. She's a really good actor.
Yeah, she's good. So she was on there. She's like 4'11", and then Sabrina Carpenter came on there, and she's not much taller. And I know that I just wondered, do you ever get grief about your height? I mean, 5'7" to me is like, 5'7" that's that's tall. But as far as
no, it's not.
Well,
But
I mean, I'm 6'4", so I mean, yes, it's short to me, but I don't deem 5'7" as like, okay, yeah, that's really. So, do you ever get grief from anybody like,
oh yeah, I mean, growing up playing sports, you would have people, making fun of you, and until they, fortunately, I was a pretty good athlete, and so you got somebody guarding you that's 4 or 5 inches taller than you, and you score on them about 3 or 4 times in a row, they kind of tend to shut their mouth.
Yes.
But and then throughout my career, there've been. It's kind of funny because it really doesn't bother me, but it's just the principle of it. It's like if somebody was, overweight, for example,
yeah,
you don't walk up and go, man, in a meet and greet, for example,
yeah,
you walk up and go, man, you look fatter than I thought you would.
yeah.
But people feel like nobody would do that, right?
Yes.
But people always feel like height is something they can always talk about, and it's not going to offend you.
Yeah.
Like, again, I don't really care, but I give you one story. This was years and years ago, I had been getting it over and over and over, and I just kind of laugh it off and the whole thing. And finally, I'm like, I'm exhausted. I think I'd been gone a month straight at this time or whatever. This is 17, 18 years ago, and I'm just over it,
Yeah.
And somebody walks into a meet and greet and goes, "You're a whole lot shorter than I thought you'd be." And I said,
no.
"Yeah," I said, "You're a whole lot uglier than I thought you'd be." And they go, "Well, don't get offended." I go, "No, you either. You don't get offended either." I don't, And then I think the friend was like, "That was stupid. Why would you say?" It was just kind of funny.
Oh wow. Well, yeah. I guess you put them in their place for that, for sure.
But I'm not hateful to my fans any longer.
Well, you left that lasting impact.
I think because I was a pretty good athlete, and because it never really stopped me or hindered me from doing anything in my life that I wanted to do. So it really never has bothered me, to be honest with you. I mean, do I wish I was 6 foot? Absolutely. But if I'd have been taller, I may not be doing this for a living. I might have, went and played college ball somewhere and became a coach or something. So God has a plan.
You know it. Well, man, he put you in a great spot. You've had great success, and I mean, you're a great family guy, and you give so much to St. Jude. I know you just raised a ton of money here recently, almost $500,000 at the golf outing, and I appreciate everything you do for that, because that's definitely a pet charity around here. We love St. Jude, and anything we can do, man. And you've always been a big supporter, so thank you for that.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's a very special place, as you well know, and one of the things I'm proudest of as far as being a part of country music and the community is all the work that we collectively all do to benefit St. Jude. It's as a dad, it's something that I just can't even fathom. What these families deal with. Certainly the kids, obviously, first and foremost, but the families as a whole, and the work that St. Jude does, and the fact that we as a country music community get to be a part of that is pretty special.
Yeah, and those kids are special too, man. I'll tell you what, every one of them, I don't know where they get the toughness from, and it's crazy. It's I
remember the first time I went to the hospital, I kind of expected it to be kind of doom and gloom.
Yep, same way, same thing.
And it couldn't be more of a positive place, which sounds odd to anybody who hasn't been there, but I mean, just you walk in and these kids are facing just ridiculous situations and the adversity, but they're you got the biggest smiles on their faces.
Yeah.
They're running around playing. I mean, it's a pretty uplifting place. I told my wife this was 15 years ago or 18 or whatever it was. Yeah. And I said, I feel like a terrible human being. Like, I feel like I need to like move there and work there and do that every day. You know, it makes you want to be a better person.
It does. It puts it all in perspective for sure.
And then there's not a whole lot of those types of things in the world that make you feel that way. So it's been you know, it's unfortunate that money needs to be raised for that.
Yeah.
But it's been very special to me and my wife, you know, being a part of our event for now 5 years. And, you know, so, yeah, really special place.
Well, thanks again for all your support with that. I appreciate all your time. Again, Justin Moore, Joe Nichols, Foellinger Theater, June the 5th. We'll see you there, bud.
Hey, thanks for your time, brother, and look forward to seeing you.
Podcasts by Federated Media.